everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are setting up my bullet journal for the month of December. First of all, I would like to apologize if my voice sounds funny. I do have a cold, so hopefully that doesn't come through too much in this voiceover. I'm pushing through, I'm persevering, but it is what it is. So let's set up this bullet journal. I went for this kind of branch leaf motif for this month's theme. I decided to go with an olive green, but really you could use whatever colors you want. I like this theme because it still gives a Christmas vibe. Later I'll add in red and gold, which really solidifies that, but you could also use it for like whatever month you wanted and change up the colors and it would still work really well, I think. So that is, I think, a good thing about this theme. So yeah, like I said, I went for the olive green versus more of like a forest green, which I feel like forest green screams more Christmas than olive green, right? But I'm like, okay, these kind of look like olive branches, and olive branches still remind me of Jesus, so it's still Christmassy. So that's why I went with the olive green here, and I just kind of drew these leaves freeform all over the page and just kind of went with it, had them going in multiple directions, and then you'll see here in just a second I did some large lettering. I decided to make this cover page span both pages and not have a calendar. I've mentioned this in the past, I don't really use the monthly calendar. Sometimes I like to put it in there just because it's like, I don't know, looks nice, but I don't really use it. So this month I was like, let's just do art, and I had a lot of fun doing this. It's very relaxing, the repetitive motion of doing the leaves, and I think it turned out really nice. So that's where we're starting, with just a bunch of olive leaves all over the page. Now that I'm finishing up the leaves here, I'll be moving into the lettering. I just decided to do this with a red brush pen. You could outline it with like just like a black pen if you wanted, but I wanted the bold colors and to not have any black on this page. Sometimes I think it adds, and sometimes I think it just makes it too much, and I liked how it looked with just the simple red and green as the really main focus here. So I just did kind of like some simple cursive type lettering and made some of the lines a little bit thicker, and then here I am. I just added like a bunch of random circles all over the page just to give it a little extra zhuzh and to bring in that gold, which also screams Christmas to me. Next, moving on to the goals and habits pages. Here I'm setting up the goal page. Again, just went in with that red lettering and the leaves to kind of create almost a frame around where I'll write down my goals. I decided to have my goals and habits pages be on a separate page this time instead of in my Dutch door. Usually I'll have it be on the Dutch door, but this month I wanted to have a little more space for my content creation stuff. I've been feeling like I need a little more space to write things down and keep track of things, so I thought this would be a good way to do it, and I can just flip back to check in with these goals and habits as the month goes on. And then again, just adding in those little dots to kind of add in that little extra zhuzh. Here I am doing the habit tracker. I track 3 habits at a time. I track Come Follow Me, which is my church's scripture study program. I track movement, which for me usually is yoga. Sometimes it's a nice little walk, whatever it may be, it's movement of my body. And then the last thing I just call self-improvement, but for me right now it is learning Spanish on Duolingo. So those are the 3 habits that I've been tracking for a few months now, and to be honest, I've been kind of falling off the wagon with the movement, and I'm trying to get back into it. The cold did not help me to want to do yoga, but I will do it today, I promise. And yeah, so that's what these habit trackers are for. Just went in with a ruler, and basically I just created a line for each day and then split it up into 3 to represent the 3 habits that I'm tracking. You know, however many habits you want to track at a time, you can change things up and see, you know, what works for you. I've also in the past, and seen other people do this, use kind of like mini calendars and draw a bunch of little mini calendars and then label them as a habit, and then you track per day like that. And I think that's also a fun way to do it. And spoiler alert, that's also how I set it up in my printables. My bullet journal printables are coming soon. Stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram. I will have it linked there, and I will also try to post about it on here on the community page. But yes, bullet journal printables are coming very soon. They will be available probably about mid-December. I'm hoping for like around December 15th or 16th. And I think that they are turning out really, really awesome. I think they are worth the money, and I'm also trying to make them very reasonably priced because, you know, I don't want to be taking all of your money, but I also want you to be organized. So stay tuned for that. I'm very excited. I think it's going to turn out great. So now I'm moving on to my weeklies. This is half of the Dutch door, and it is a Kanban board. Basically, if you don't know how a Kanban board works, you have these little sections. For me, they're labeled with the process that it takes me to create a video. And so what I'll do is I'll put like a little sticky tab down that says, you know, December bullet journal setup. And then as I'm doing the process, I'll move it down. So right now, it would be in the editing process. As I'm making this voiceover, I'm editing, right? And then once I'm done with that, I'll move it down into when I make a thumbnail or when I upload it and, you know, various things. That way I can keep track of what videos I'm filming when and what part of the process I'm in so that I don't get behind or confused, which can happen. So that's what a Kanban board is. You can really customize it to whatever project you're doing. They're really handy. The other side of the Dutch door is what I usually do. If you've been following me for a while, this will look familiar to you, and it is a box for video ideas and a box for video schedule. Again, if you're not a content creator, then those boxes mean nothing to you, but you can make it whatever you want it to be. And that's the beautiful thing about bullet journaling, is it's completely customizable. So for me, I like to have a space to write down whatever random ideas pop into my head, or if I ever get video requests from you guys, I put those in there as well. So if you have any requests from me, leave them in the comments and I'll write them on down. And then also a schedule. That way I just kind of know like, okay, what video am I making for this week? Then I know when I need to be in what part of the process. And then this is just what my general weekly is going to look like for me. Last month, I did this where I did each week had 2 pages. And I actually really liked that because I found that it gave me enough space to write down my to-dos and also enough space to put some fun artwork in there. So that's what I'm doing again here. So I have Monday through Friday, and then I also have a box of just like to-do, and it's my general to-do list for that week. So again, going in with those nice leaves, I'll add some dots, make it nice and cute. And I think this is functional and pretty, which is always a nice thing to have. So basically what I did is I just cut the side off so you can see the Kanban board and the video schedule no matter where you are in the month, and then each page is for a week. So there are 4 of these types of pages. I don't show all of them because I set them up basically in the same exact way. So I think that might be kind of boring for you to watch me do it 4 times in a row, but that is, you know, what it looks like and how I use it. It will be interesting because in the new year, I'm moving into a new bullet journal that is smaller than this one. The one I currently use is a square journal. I can link it in the description box along with all of the other supplies that I use, so you can check that out. But it's a smaller one and it's not a square. So it'll be interesting to kind of zhuzh around the way I set things up, and I'm excited to do that. Stay tuned. I will be doing a beginning of the year setup as well as a January setup next month, so you can look forward to that. Those are some of my favorite spreads to make, by the way, the beginning of the year ones, so stay tuned. Okay, this is my bullet journal setup for December. I love how this turned out. I think it's a perfect amount of Christmassy. I love the bright and bold colors, and it was incredibly easy. The leaves flow so nicely, they're really fun to draw, and they're really easy to draw, and I'm just really excited to use my bullet journal this month. So like I said, stay tuned for those printables. They'll be coming mid-December. I'm so excited for that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day. Bye!